sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you can drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
It's time for baseball in West Palm Beach. Spring training is just around the corner, and Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches is the place to be. Grab your family and friends and soak in the sunshine, green grass, and the crack of a bat. Watch the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals take on the New York Yankees, Mets, Braves, and for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays. Catch the excitement from February 22nd through March 23rd. Tickets are on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action. Secure your seat today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Instead of hating on and criticizing the Giants GM, Joe Shane, we should all be collectively thanking him for letting Saquon Barkley free.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Man, it is Wednesday, February 12th here. We're 2 days away from Valentine's Day, from the first ever Friday in a long time without football right around the corner. We're also now, what is it, 1, 2, 3 or so days removed from Super Bowl 59. So I think finally as a Chiefs fan, I would prefer this to be the last day that I give any kind of reaction or response from that game. But also there's one glaring note that I didn't give enough credit or love to, and that's what I'm going to dedicate, let's just say like the first half hour or so to today, and that's the one and only number 26, Saquon Barkley, who was the story of this Eagles team, the difference between what they were 2 Super Bowls ago and this year. And I know it didn't show up on the box score, but that's partially because the Chiefs defense sold out to stop the young man. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the 1s and 2s, and the Cat himself. Well, you're a Penn State alum. You are, though you were anti-Saquon Barkley and the Eagles in this Super Bowl, the Giants are your second favorite team. So you spent most of your adult years actually rooting for Saquon Barkley.
Absolutely. I love Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Me and Saquon Barkley became men together on the campus of Pennsylvania State University at COM 101 in the same Taco Bell. Me and Saquon Barkley,
Was that
our
freshman
career
year?
paths are the same.
Freshman year with Saquon?
He was a sophomore when I was a freshman. So a little bit parallels in there. But, yeah, I love Saquon Barkley. Seeing him flourish like that, even though there was no exclamation point in the Super Bowl, I loved it this year.
You had to enjoy every part of it, and there's a deeper connection because you've taken classes with this guy. Like, did he ever cheat off your test? Did y'all have any group projects, or is it just he just gave you noogies in the hallway and that was it?
No, me and Saquon had this unspoken bond where no words were ever had to be said between me and him. So we just kind of linked up top, hive mind, Penn State. That's all.
Yeah, a good old unspoken bond. Who doesn't love an unspoken bond? In fact, one of my new traditions is a morning walk just to get the brain flowing. I got a little ADD brain. Sometimes stepping outside, getting some sun, getting my legs churning can help my mind be still, and I can conjure up some of the goofy stuff we talk about here on Theoretically Speaking, as well as just take a break. And a lot of times as I'm passing people on these morning walks, I wish that there was a better, more of an unspoken bond as well, because I screwed up this morning, C-Cat.
Again?
I screwed up. I did. It was a horrible blunder. Horrible. As I was setting out on my walk, a lot of times my walk, I'll double back. And so sometimes I'll see people twice instead of just once. And that can create a weird interaction where I don't know whether to say good morning again to somebody who I just said good morning to 15, 20 minutes ago.
Good point.
Or do I just ignore them altogether? Because that feels rude as well. Or do you say a secondary thing? Do we keep the conversation going? So there was this Jamaican man who I saw as I was walking out and started my walk, and we hit each other with the normal, first off, the black man head nod. You know what I'm saying? If I see another brother, I don't care if it's from 10 miles away or if we're in a room and we're right next to it, quick head nod just to acknowledge we're both here. So we did that. And then it came with the good morning. So head nod, good morning. We kept it pushing. 15 minutes later, as I've gone about this walk, and I've already greeted 2 or 3 other people, so I'm good with it. I'm hitting the good morning. I'm feeling good. I'm churning my legs. I'm creating some things. I think this was when I was actually texting you, C-Cat.
Oh, wow, nice.
I sent you a few texts during this walk.
I'm on your mind.
I run back. You literally were.
Mm-hmm.
I run back into this same guy, and we both kind of knew how awkward this scenario was. It was like a bit of a smirk on his face, and I just said good morning again.
A devilish smile.
Yeah. What do we do here? What do you do? Do I ignore him?
I just do the head nod.
Just one more head nod?
Yes.
I said morning again, though. I said good morning again, and he said it back. So
all right,
we're best friends, I guess, now?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe next time you'll learn a name. That's how that'll work. And then maybe 2 weeks from now, he'll come over for drinks at your place. And then maybe 4 years from now, he's the godfather of your children.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it started on today's Good Morning Double.
Yeah, just like how we had our double head nod and good morning, and you and Saquon Barkley went 3 years at Penn State without having a spoken bond. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you never know when these relationships are started, but it's the way they finish. It's the journey, and it's also the way that they finish. And for Saquon Barkley, you're Nittany Lion, and for the Philadelphia Eagles, who crossed the finish line in first place in the NFL this year, the journey and the finish both. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. Maybe for you, C-Cat, and for the many people that had the Saquon Barkley Super Bowl MVP tickets, you could have hoped for a better, more explosive game out of Saquon, but not me, because I had a feeling the run game wasn't going to work, and I did get a lot of money on Hard Rock Bet off of those receptions.
You were cashing out.
How many did he have? I think he had 6 receptions. I took the over on his receptions and receiving yards, and I killed that, and I think it gets downplayed how good he was in the receiving game. We looked that up. What was Saquon's stats there?
Well, because Saquon was just, he had the entire focus of the entirety of the defense from the Chiefs. Yeah. So they had to get creative in the way that they did get the football to Saquon. He never actually broke one at all.
Right.
And that's me filibustering until I pull
6
up a
catches,
stat.
40 yards. His longest was 22 through the air. So yeah. So he still had an impact in that game, and I think the way in which Spags drew the defense up and said, we're not going to get beat by 26, number one, Jalen Hurts, you're going to have to do the damage. That was the story of the Super Bowl for the Eagles offense, but the story of this year, not just in the NFL with the Eagles, but also in football. The story of this year has been the year of the running back. And Saquon Barkley put the heaviest exclamation point on that with his performance in the Super Bowl, not just because of the fact that he did enough to get across the finish line and he got the championship that he's been coveting on his 28th birthday. But Barkley, and this is where I think the appreciation needs to pour in, not just from Eagles fans, but from fans of football in general. Barkley did all of this with a level of humility, a level of selflessness, and also it feels like it's weird to say a running back at that position in the NFL comes into a locker room and becomes that much of a stabilizing force, that much of a leader, that much of a galvanizing presence. But that, I think, is the thing that we do not credit Barkley enough for just being a good overall dude. Like, the Eagles love that guy. Mm-hmm. They love him. And it's not just about how good he is at that position. It's not just about how good his play is. It's about what he means. Remember that game when Nick Sirianni, I think it was the first time they played the Giants or the second time, when Sirianni wanted to keep Barkley in the game late to run up his rushing yards on him, to kind of stick it to Joe Shane and everybody with the Giants organization, and Barkley opted out.
Yeah, listen, the job was done. Like, they've had enough.
Yeah. That was like just one small data point. And then you have later in the season for week 18 when he was, 99 yards away from breaking the regular season record for rushing yards in a season, which back when we were discussed whether or not he should play, I mean, I was on the side, and I'm generally heavy on the side of player safety, heavy on the side of save football guys from themselves. But I was saying, dude, you got to go do it because, number one, I think the rushing yards crown in the NFL is something that should be heralded. It should be thought of as something that is a major accomplishment. Beating out Eric Dickerson for that would have been epic. But number two, you don't know if you're going to win the Super Bowl. I see what you're doing. You're prioritizing winning, and that's great. But you don't know if you're going to sacrifice this moment in your career for something that's not going to end with you hoisting the Lombardi trophy, and now you ain't got either one. And the irony in that, and you were the one saying that he should sit out, right, CK?
Absolutely. I was applauding him for it.
The irony in that is SAQUON ends up getting a rushing title that is more meaningful by surpassing Terrell Davis for the most yards when you combine regular season plus postseason by getting just enough in the Super Bowl. He got 57. I think all he needed was 30 in the big game to be able to eclipse Terrell Davis. So he gets the Lombardi. He gets the season-long rushing record. And he also, in my mind, is the next in line to get a statue in the state of Pennsylvania. Saquon Barkley's year, and I know it's one season. It was one run. It was one journey in the year of the running back where he encapsulated everything that you would want out of that position. I do believe that this is going to culminate in this guy having a statue, a nice big bronze statue out there in the state of Pennsylvania, maybe in Philadelphia, but because he's touched so much in that state, CCAT, not just your Penn State Nittany Lions, but he was like, Mr. Pennsylvania in high school?
Yeah, he set the record for Pennsylvania high school rushing.
Yeah. Like, he's been that guy from that state for a long, long time. And the very first time he got a chance to choose where he plays professionally, he chooses the Eagles and he wins the damn Super Bowl. This is a statue guy in the state of Pennsylvania, and I know just the moment that they should commemorate with the number 26. It might look inverted because, he was backwards.
Has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley with some nifty moves along the way.
That call from the Week 9 regular season game, the Eagles versus the Jaguars, at the link, Saquon on a 14-yard catch and run, backwards hurdling over a dude, which is a move like we talk about in basketball, when you shoot a 3 from 35 feet out and you got somebody closing out on you, and there was probably a better shot that you could have swung it to, and your coach is like, no, and it goes in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, we're good. The result, that's a move that I don't think anybody is advising a player to do in the NFL, let alone a running back, which is the most heavily injured position, it feels like, for skilled players in general. Like, who the hell tries that even and completes it?
That's a move that's left on the cutting room floor of NBA Jam or NFL Street or any of those fictionized video games that we used to have with basketball and football. We're like, that's too unrealistic. We can't put that in the game. What are you talking about? I know this guy did 2 front flips and landed the end zone, and that's good enough. But a backwards hurdle. That doesn't happen in sports.
Doesn't even make sense. And also, you're right. It's one of those things where if that happened to somebody and you're playing your friend in Madden and this guy gets the first down by doing something like that, you're pausing the game and you're walking out of the house. You're like, I'm good.
Or you turn off the longest yard. Like, wait a second. That Nelly can't do that on the football field. I know he's a good running back for the Mean Machine, but he can't do a backwards hurdle.
And Saquon does that in the midst of a National Football League game. I know it was against the Jaguars.
I don't think it matters.
I know it was against the Jaguars. I'm just saying, we're talking about NFL teams. I mean, they barely qualify, but they do. And he did it against them en route to a victory, en route to a Super Bowl campaign. That's going to be the statue. You can mark my words. That is going to be how they commemorate this guy in the state of Pennsylvania. And let's not forget, when the Eagles signed Saquon back in March, based off of what the Giants refused to do, and that was up the ante to keep a guy that was one of the faces of their franchise, they got him on a 3-year deal for $37 million. I still think that's a bargain for what he meant for this team this year and what he can mean over the next couple of years. He's 28 years old. I know he's on the wrong side of what the nerds will tell you is the analytics curve of when running backs break down. But I see Derrick Henry still toting that thing for the Ravens at 30 years old. And I don't think that Saquon Barkley showed any hints of slowing up, especially with that Eagles O-line, right? Like, he could be electric for the next 2, 3, 4 years for Philadelphia, extend that dynasty potential, that playoff or contention window for a Jalen Hurts-led team. And every single year that they line up and they have Hurts and Barkley, I think that there's nobody that's going to project them to finish outside of the top 2 in the NFC at least.
It is the perfect mutually beneficial relationship, talking about the Eagles and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley put up this record not only because of his generational talent, but also because of the environment he was put in with that offensive line and that quarterback who's also a run threat. They are so perfect for each other, where I think Saquon, this is the first year of his contract, but when eventually you go to the bargaining table, I think Saquon probably give a hometown discount to Philadelphia because he knows he would extend his career there.
Yeah, he'll extend. It's a partnership that just makes sense. We already heard from Derrick Henry. He said, I want to retire a Raven. That's a partnership that just makes complete and total sense as a symbiotic relationship, him and Lamar Jackson in that backfield. Saquon is an even better fit with the Eagles and what they like to do on offense alongside Hurts. And on top of that, it's in his home state.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the geography of Pennsylvania enough to start pulling up what Saquon's actual hometown is and where he went to high school is. And I don't know if he's more of a West Pennsylvania, I don't know. Pennsylvania is a pretty big state, too, for people that, like, don't have a grasp for it. Like, it's one of the largest northeastern states up there, right?
Yeah, he's on the eastern side. So, like, if you were to root for one or the other, it'd be an Eagles guy versus a Steelers guy. Yeah.
So it works out. Mm-hmm. So it also works out. So Saquon is like a homegrown talent that can now finish his career in a place that is going to be – they're going to immortalize him with a statue. And I think that is why, number one, we should all be lining up and thanking the New York Giants for not just letting Saquon walk, but doing it publicly, right? Having your owner say, I'm going to lose sleep over this. I'm going to have restless nights because this guy can no longer be our running back. Doing that on Hard Knocks in the offseason and letting us walk through that process of it, because that just adds to the aura, the lore of Saquon. Because when you start thinking about where he stacks up, not just as great running backs in the NFL, but athletes from the state of Pennsylvania, I'm like, yo, he has a chance. He has a real shot at being the single greatest, the single most favorable, or what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know where you're going for here.
Favored, at least for people from the state. Like, I know you're from upstate New York, but you spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. Who are some of the guys that people herald as, oh, that's our guy?
Gotta go Jason Kelce. They love what he did.
But he's not from there.
No, he's an Ohio guy. You're right.
And that's my thing. Like, so Jason Kelce.
Jim Thorpe. They named a town after him.
Jim Thorpe, not even necessarily from Pennsylvania. So when I looked up athletes that actually hail from the state, you get guys like Wilt Chamberlain, who won a championship professionally for the Sixers, also from there, played a lot of years in Philly as a pro. Joe Montana. Like, I get it. No, Joe Montana is one of the greatest, third best quarterback of all time right now behind Mahomes and Brady.
Yeah, but the whole world does not think of Pennsylvania and Joe Montana. No. They think of the Niners-Chiefs combo.
Arnold Palmer, I mean, this guy's going to go down as a legend when it comes to what you can do with lemonade and iced teas.
Got an airport named after him. I picked up someone up from there once.
Really? In Pennsylvania?
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
It's a good Bass Pro Shop, though.
What city? Is it?
It's in the middle of nowhere. Like it is.
Like, why would you ever be flying into that airport? Is it for like a certain college, or is it like a?
When you are trying to impress your girlfriend, that's why.
Wow.
Because she needed to get a flight, and I had to go pick her up, and we're still together 10 years later.
Oh, wow! Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
This guy Seacab, man, he got that private flight money. Flying into Arnold Palmer. What is it? International?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Mike Piazza. Like, greatest hitting catcher all time, all that great stuff. But still, like, ain't nobody going to be watching Mike Piazza highlights like that 25 years from now in the same way that we're going to be searching that guy, SAQUON Barkley, up nationwide, let alone being from Pennsylvania. And then, of course, you got Kobe being Bryant. But the problem with Kobe is, look, you never want to start your statement like that, talking sports.
Go anyway here.
The problem with Kobe Bryant is, he's an L.A. guy.
Yeah. He's on too many murals in a different city for him to belong to another city.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a statue in Philadelphia or anything, but he does have one outside of whatever the hell they're calling Staples Center these days. And he's an L.A. dude. That's what happens when you go to the Lakers. That's what Luka is going to end up being. That's what the funniest thing about the Luka Doncic trade, as everybody's talking about, how could they do this? And what? First of all, the Lakers have a history of doing this since the 60s, right? Like, that's what they do. They acquire superstar talent that is not homegrown, but then they become Lakers. Wilt Chamberlain, the first thing that people think about when you think Wilt is more so the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, Lakers. Shaq, he was a Magic player for a while. Nobody thinks about Magic Shaq. He is a Laker. We're going to think of, like, 30 years from now when we talk about Luka Doncic and what he was to the NBA and what he meant as an international superstar that took that torch and carried it for the next decade. We're going to think about him as a Los Angeles Laker. Like, that's his legacy now. I don't think that franchise is letting that guy walk out the door.
No.
And the same thing, I believe, is going to go for Barkley if he does keep this run going for the Eagles. And more importantly, that's why I look at guys like Kobe and even Aaron Donald, and I say, though they are legends from that state, they won't have that same undying support and undying impact where people look at them as Pennsylvania or Philly area legends in the way that SAQUON can do. I'm already scripting out, or at least sculpting out in my mind, what that statue is going to look like. The greatest part about it is at least it did happen right there at their home stadium. And I am just curious, as we have the picture up of Barkley jumping over the Jaguars player, I am curious, do you include number 25 from Jacksonville in SAQUON's statue? You kind of got to, right? Like, he's got to be part of the base of the statue.
That's true. That's how you kind of hide the connective tissue of it. Like, you can't have SAQUON floating. Like, you got to be connected to something. So you need something closer off the ground, maybe a rod going from the back of 25's helmet to the hand of SAQUON Barkley. You counteract the weight to where that's the center of gravity. I think you need to. You absolutely need to. Do you blur out the number?
I got to look at No. You cannot blur out the number. This guy has to live in infamy as SAQUON is being heralded up. I'm trying to figure out who this is right here and if he would be offended. 25 Jacksonville Jaguars. Can we look that up? Can we get somebody to look that up in there? Because I'm struggling with it. I do believe, because Dwayne Wade just got his statue outside of Kaseya Center, and as you all know, that's one of my favorite. I would say still he is my favorite.
Ronald Darby. Which is really big because he's got history in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Darby used to play on the Eagles.
Was he a part of that Super Bowl winning team?
That I don't know.
I think he was. Let me look back. He was on the Eagles in 2017, his rookie season.
Wow.
He is a Super Bowl champion. This is a double whammy. We just stumbled upon something great here on Theoretically Speaking. You have to make SAQUON Barkley leaping backwards over Ronald Darby a statue. You put it right outside of Lincoln and Financial. And I know they don't technically own that area, so somebody else has got to do it. Maybe, what was it, Bud Light that got the Nick Foles statue up there? Some kind of corporation?
So. And they rose that statue September of the following season.
Right.
So we don't have to wait.
Don't wait. Do not wait. I need a SAQUON Barkley, Ronald Darby statue outside of the link by the time we kick off this next season. That's how you celebrate this championship. And also, I will say this too. If you're Darby and you are a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles, that was where you spent your rookie season. Are you offended by that?
No. You just got to take it on the chin.
Yeah.
You got to walk up with a silver marker and sign your butt.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I
don't know.
Do.
I honestly don't know. I don't know how to think about this because this bothers me like once every 2 months. I think about this specifically because I absolutely love Tavon Austin's old highlights, Adrian Peterson high school football highlights. I think about John Wall's high school hoop mixtape. I think about Anthony Davis and the way he was scorching those small, tiny dudes. Anthony Davis looked like Wilt Chamberlain in his high school highlights because he played in Chicago, but he played like in private school leagues. And so there's this big 6'10" AD versus a bunch of like 5'9" white dudes. And it literally looks like Wilt Chamberlain back in the day and a lot of those up and downs he had. But I always just sit and ponder. I'm like, I wonder, there's like 3 or 4 dudes here that John Wall just crossed up, weaved through, and dunked on. Do those guys ever kind of like take a little pride in the fact that, you're probably like a banker right now. You might,
Yes.
you might be like, you might work at the Venetian. You might do nails. I don't know what you're doing with your career, but you were in one of the most legendary videos of all time.
I think so. I think that when they have one too many drinks, they pull it up on YouTube, on TV. Like, yeah, that's me right there. Yep, broken ankles.
Come on. I think you kind of have to, especially if you're like years separated from it. Like you're embarrassed at first, but then those levels of grief, you get over it.
I still look at opposing players that I played in high school who were not good. Don't get me wrong. This was little upstate New York high school football. These kids sucked. I just happened to suck more. I still look at their highlights and find myself getting clobbered because I think it's hilarious. Roy Penn Constantino, I'm talking about you, your punt return in 2014, where I got blown up. I still look at that highlight.
Recap.
Liberty
Are you
High
serious?
School. Yeah. Liberty High School versus Chester.
Not even a future pro, not even a person that has a real name and stature, just a random kid that like scorched you on the football field and then went off to like become a finance bro, and you're like, man,
yeah,
good times.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to do it. So Ronald Darby's probably, again, it's going to take some years.
But he takes himself too seriously. That's the thing. Like guys like me and maybe guys that never knew that they were going to be athletes at a professional or even college level can look at their heydays and their high school sporting achievements with a rose-colored lens and look at it in satire. Ronald Darby probably takes himself too seriously and won't look glowingly at a moment where he looked so bad.
How about this then? I'll call it for the fans here, theoretically speaking, because I'm curious if anybody has a tale of when you were on the wrong side of a major highlight, high school, college, maybe even youth league, because these days they're following around fourth graders.
Yes.
These days with cameras. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Have you been Ronald Darby'd? Have you been on the other side of a pretty electric highlight? And if so, tell the tale, please, and let us know if you've ever like been drunk at a bar and showed it to somebody like, hey, look, this is me right here, and that's Shaq, and yes, now I'm under him. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you like CCAT, and do you go back on the glory days even if it wasn't a favorable outcome for you and your sporting team? The Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. They've got a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. The Baptist Health Hotline, let us know, 888-760-3776, the time in which you might have been embarrassed in somebody else's highlight tape, and if you have shared that with other human beings, letting other people get their eyes on that stuff. We have Jalen in North Carolina. Jalen is here on Theoretically Speaking on a nice Wednesday. Jalen, how you doing today, Doc?
Hey, man, I'm all good. It's a little dreary up here in North Carolina, but this topic spoke to my spirit, man. I just had to call in.
So Jalen, I know you've played the high-level high school sports, high-level college sports. You've been in the thick of it in athletics, man. Has there been a time where you got embarrassed, man?
Yeah, Doc. So I played against high-level, pros, all-stars, finals MVPs, all of those coming up in high school. And but I finished my last 2 years in St. Louis, and we were in the same conference with Chaminade. So Brad Beal was a senior my junior year, and then my senior year, Jason Tatum was a freshman.
Oh.
But my dog, I'm telling you this, right?
Oh no, this is gonna go poorly for y'all.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, Tatum didn't really fare that great against us because he was young. But
hey, hold on a second before you keep going. Another example of Tatum not showing up when the moment mattered most. Jalen was there with his outfit on, ready to rock.
He was 14, brother. Let's calm it down. Mind you, I played with 3-time NBA champion Pat McCall, so we wasn't no slouches. So let's not get disrespectful.
Legends all over the court. My bad. Here's the thing. I will say, Jalen, I'm glad that you stuck up for your St. Louis brethren. Now continue with the story of when Brad Beal dunked on
you. Don't spoil the candy, baby. So anyway, we get there. Brad is absolutely torturing us. He's already committed to Florida. Number 2, number 3 player in the country. And he's absolutely lighting us on fire. His senior year, we're down like 12 maybe. So I get in the game late, and he's already got like 50. So I pass the ball to my boy, Jordan Barnett. Shout out to Jordan. He tries to put up a 3. Mind you, Jordan Barnett is like 6'6" at this point. So he puts up a 3. Brad flies from the block. Blocks the 3-pointer at the top of the key, takes 2 dribbles on a fast break, windmills for 52 points at the buzzer, and we end up losing by like 16 points. It was really.
Wait, at the buzzer of what? The fourth quarter?
The fourth quarter, brother.
So he did that. He didn't need those points.
It wasn't to get 50.
2 on our head because that was his career high. He had already gotten 50 before. So he went with 52 with the windmill, and it was crazy because our student section was right behind the basket, and you could just see everybody just flood out. It was.
Why were they still there?
One of the worst of my athletic career.
They wanted to see Brad Beal and see if he can get his career high. Like 50's not enough.
That's true. They wanted to see history, even at the expense of their own school and their own classmates. All right, fair enough.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Jalen, I appreciate you calling your vulnerability. Before you go though, have you ever showed anybody that video?
I do not have the link currently, but I have shown people this video before. My goodness. And you can see me in the background, like, as he takes off, I, like, jump, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, wait a second. So you were kind of rooting for him on that dunk?
No, he wasn't rooting. I think he was.
You were wincing for your teammates?
Yeah, exactly. Like, my body just.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even tell. I just jumped, and I was just like, you could see, like, my arms was, like, tight to my body. I was just like, oh, no. And he just windmilled. Wham! Oh, it was nasty. It was nasty.
Jalen, appreciate the call. Appreciate your vulnerability on this Wednesday, and we most importantly appreciate Brad Beal for not 50's not enough. 50 wasn't enough for my guy. He needs to put an exclamation point on it. On the other side, Evan Cohen joins us here on Theoretically Speaking. I know he's had some athletic feats. He played some quarterback back in the day and whatnot. Most importantly, right now, he's the quarterback of Unsportsmanlike 6 to 10 a.m. He gives us some sports takes, including his criticism of Peyton Manning. Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
The 2024 Land Rover Discovery, built for those who seek both adventure and luxury. With 2.9% APR for 48 months, now is the perfect time to drive into your next journey. For well-qualified buyers, that's as low as $17.92 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today off Okeechobee Boulevard or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com and take home the 2024 Discovery today.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
When I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of a talent more than a winner.
So is Peyton Manning a winner?
No.
What?
How I look at it, did Peyton Manning overachieve in his career?
But
he won multiple Super Bowls and he won 5 MVPs.
Again, it's how I look. He's an unbelievable talent.
He got to 4 Super Bowls, won 2 of them, got 5 MVPs, and you don't consider him a winner?
He's somebody who won. Is Ken Griffey Jr. a home run hitter?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I love it. I love it. And you know what, C-Cat? We need more of it. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike this morning, setting the sports talking world ablaze. Y'all always set the table on Unsportsmanlike, yourself, Chris Canty, the Super Bowl champ, and Michelle Smallman. But this morning, you spoke directly to my heart. I have so many people that have criticized me for saying similar things about the great Peyton Manning because he's that name you cannot say anything negative without being just thorned, just punched in the gut. But Evan, you were brave enough to speak on behalf of people like me, so appreciate you doing that, and welcome to Theoretically Speaking on this Wednesday, man. How are you right now? Have you gotten enough hate mail yet?
It hasn't been pretty for me today, I'm not going to lie. But here's the thing, Theo. We talked about this multiple times today, and as you know, having done this as long as you have 2 hours a day at least, sometimes more in your case, obviously, and for as long 5 days a week, here's the reality. Sometimes your honest, real opinions, this is for the audience to understand this, sometimes your honest, real opinions, which you have, that you're not making up, that you don't intend to come out, just come out because something triggers it, and that is what happened to me today. This was not an and I'm glad you said what you did, because you said the great Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form is this an anti-Peyton Manning thing. The whole thing that I was trying to get across, which I don't think I did a great job of doing the first time we did it, the second time we did it, I did a much better job. It's very simply, what is the first thing you think of when you bring up a player in any sports name? And when I bring up, or you bring up Peyton Manning, what I think of is football genius.
Yes.
I don't think of winner. That's not an insult. That's just not the first thing I think of.
Here's the thing, too, Evan. Again, it came off wrong, and that's why I'm glad we played that audio part, because I want people to remember your initial point had nothing to do with Peyton Manning anyways. You were asked, do you think of Peyton Manning as a winner? And you said no. And it was jarring. It was jarring.
What?
Well, it's also because, Theo, just to even go further, right?
Yeah.
So basically where this started, and this is not relevant to play, but it's relevant to bring up, like CC was saying Aaron Glenn had 3 things he wants in a player with the Jets. And it was like, what was it? Like, it was, I forgot the first one. The second one was winner. Third one was like physically and mentally smart.
Yeah.
And what CC said was, or physically and mentally tough. What CC said was, yeah, he's got the first and the third, but I don't know about the second. And I was like, oh, really? He goes, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I would never associate winner with Aaron Rodgers. Like, I know he won, but first thing that comes to mind with Aaron Rodgers from on-field perspective is an elite thrower of the football. That doesn't mean you win a ton, which he did, but not as much as I thought he would have, to be honest with you.
That's what I agree with you on, and I think It's hard to have some of these honest conversations, like you said, about your own sports opinions without seeming like you're trying to like denigrate or hate on some of the legends of the sport. But I think if anybody's being honest with themselves, there are certain guys that are more known for the big games or big moments they've had and the triumphant wins that they have helped create. And then there's some guys that are just known for just their overall elite talent or what they did, like Dan Marino.
Sure.
Dan Marino is a legend, especially out here in South Florida. Nobody in the first three adjectives when you talk about Marino, nobody's going to bring up winner, right? Or am I tripping?
Right. No, you're right.
So,
but Theo, because you and I are saying the same thing, but somebody may tune into ESPN 106.3 and be like, "What? What did Theo Dorsey just say? Marino's not a winner?" No, what you're saying is, Theo Dorsey, can come up with better ways of describing the iconic, legendary nature of Dan Marino's career than the word winner. There are words that better suit that man's greatness than the word winner. That doesn't mean he's a loser, right? We're the losers, right? We're talking about that. Right?
Hold on, speak for yourself, pal. Speak for yourself.
Okay, I can speak that night.
Yeah.
We're the losers. Right? So the point that I guess that I'm making on this is like, if I said to you right now, the word winner had to be given to one Manning, I'd give it as a label to more Eli than Peyton, only because I believe, and I believe Eli should be in the Hall of Fame, but I believe that is the only label that applies to Eli. He's not the most talented. He didn't have the best career. He's not like this like grimy Udonis type guy that you and I love. Like he wins the biggest of games possible. Peyton Manning is a football genius.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way,
his
wisdom helped him win a lot.
Yes. And I was about to say, like, too, he's won 2 Super Bowls, but I do think that, again, if that second Broncos year doesn't happen, right, if that Super Bowl title with the Broncos doesn't happen, which obviously was carried by the defense, and also it was probably one of the worst single seasons statistically from a quarterback that resulted in a Super Bowl title, that last one. And that's not to knock him. He was on the latter end of his career. That's why he retired right afterwards. Then there's really way less credence to the backlash to what you've been saying, because then he would have 1 championship and 3 Super Bowl appearances, and he would have one of the ugliest losses in Super Bowl history, rivaled by maybe only the 2 ones that Mahomes suffered. Like, that's a part of his resume as well.
Right. Saying the best description for someone is not the word winner does not mean they're a loser.
Yes.
Does not mean they're not iconic. Does not mean and by the way, in that same thing today, I said if you don't vote for Aaron Rodgers for the Hall of Fame, you should have your vote taken away. He should be unanimous Hall of Famer. I believe that to be true. That doesn't mean winner is the best word to describe that, man.
I do believe Aaron Rodgers will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I disagree with you on whether or not Eli should have been first ballot. I think he eventually makes it into the Hall.
Well, then he should have been first ballot.
Well, I mean, Luke Kuechly should have been first ballot too then. Devin Hester should have been first ballot as well.
I'm cool with anything you're saying. I just believe all Hall of Fame voting should be yes or no.
Oh, you say it shouldn't take year after year. It shouldn't be a process.
Yeah, because what are we doing? We're coming up with a penalty for him? Like, what? Really? Like, I'll vote you in, but not now. You're going to have to wait. Like, okay, so, like, I get to the club, at 11 o'clock. But not that I would go. Yeah. But I get to the club at 11 o'clock, but you know what? Theo Dorsey's way prettier than I am, so I got to wait because he gets in with the cool crowd, and, like, I get in with, like, the loser crowd. I'm going to get in the club. They're just going to tell me when. Like, what are we doing?
Somebody got to stand in the line, Evan. Somebody's got to – you hold the line. Somebody's got to stand outside in the line, in the cold, because that makes it more incentivized. That makes other people want to pay the $50 at the door. That's what Eli Manning's going to have to do for a few years.
I'm standing outside while you got your open shirt that you're wearing with barely any buttons buttoned anymore, and I'm wearing a hoodie outside, and you're like, yo, what's up? Good to see you. And you walk right in. That's what happened.
But you know what, Evan, I would make sure you get into. That's the difference. I would make sure you get into that. I'll dap you up when we get through.
Yo, you see the old guy over there? Yeah, he can come with me. He's my driver.
Hey, who else is going to pay for the sandwich? Look, remember we had our lunch. Who else is going to foot the bill, man? I can't afford it.
I'll be there. I'll be there doing the show on Friday. I'll tell you where we're not going to go. It's the same place we went to where we had an $8 million lunch.
Right. I'm going to see if I can get us reservations. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike joining us here on Theoretically Speaking. We're talking a little bit of football there, addressing the Manning comments. Evan, I also want to ask you this, as we're talking about winners and losers. I said the second biggest loser from the Super Bowl was Drake, because of how this rap battle has been going for him, and it's still ongoing. You know, Drake and Party Next Door are releasing an album on Friday.
Yeah, I saw that.
So here's my question to you then, because you're good at these kind of things, especially cross sports/culture conversations. Who do you think actually has more pressure to bounce back from a major, most televised loss? Is it Patrick Mahomes coming in the next season with a new-look Chiefs team, maybe no Travis Kelce? Or is it Drake, who's got an album coming out this Friday, which I think so much of his career and his legacy, at least when it comes to rap hierarchy, is going to depend on it, man.
Yeah, I don't understand why Drake's doing this. Let me give you the path. Here's the path that Drake should have taken.
Uh-oh.
And no, hold on. I don't think you're going to laugh at this. From a music perspective, really do like Drake. Like, I don't care what people say about Kendrick can be better, and I still like Drake. I don't find Kendrick to be better. It's just my taste is more Drake. But my son, who's 11, literally is obsessed with Drake and obsessed with Kendrick and knows every Kendrick song, everything like that. Like, so whatever. I think he's handled this incorrectly. What I would have done if I was around Drake and the management is we're going to lay low. We're going to say nothing. We're going to do nothing. And then all of a sudden, Super Bowl's over. People are kind of waiting for what's next, and we're going to announce a partnership with one of the streaming networks, and we're doing a roast. And we're going to have, like Tom Brady, but really like Justin Bieber back in the day. When Justin Bieber was at a low point, he did a roast, and everybody's like, all right, everything's been said. And if I'm him, I'm doing the roast. I'm letting everybody destroy me, and I'm literally coming out to Not Like Us. I'm going to play it in the background. And I'm going to have the one night only. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. I'm going to wear a LeBron jersey out there to rag on myself a little bit. I'm going to let everyone destroy me. I'm going to invite Serena. I'm going to invite SZA. I'm going to invite everyone. Let them tee off on me to my face in front of the world, and then it's over. That's how you end this.
But here's Evan. The only issue with that is that's number one, a concession of a loss, and number two, we already saw Eminem do that in 8 Mile. Like he can't repeat things that have already been done.
It worked for Eminem, did it not?
It did work.
What did Papa Doc have to say after that?
He didn't have anything else left, I guess. You're absolutely right.
At the end, you're saying F3 World 313. That's what you're saying at the end of that. Look at me, what a line! I'm congratulating myself.
What did Small say?
What? What?
Oh, now you got a small drop.
Yeah, we got a small drop. Yeah. Evan.
Okay, here's the other idea. Would you Drake should just show up to a Kendrick concert?
Get beat up. Like bad things would happen to him.
He would not get beat up. He wouldn't get beat up.
Not by anyone with Kendrick. I think Kendrick's fans.
His fans.
No, they would not. Because this is the thing. It's like everyone has what to say until it's to someone's face. That's the difference. Like, I just don't think the lawsuit and the album is the way to combat this. Now, by the way, Theo, you probably know more about this than I do because I haven't read enough about it. Like, I don't know if there's real legal stuff. It's like, some of the accusations that Kendrick makes towards Drake, it's like, that's real life stuff. So I don't know what, the truth is behind that. If that's all true, some of that stuff, that's a different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real. That's not just rap battle. I'm going to talk crap, whatever it may be. If there's real, the most famous line, people can interpret this how they want. A niner.
Yeah.
If that stuff is real, that's a different story. Then that's everything I just said is negated. I'm talking about from the entertainment purposes, as if it's just a pure rap battle and not real life.
And I'll say this. Kendrick has already won this rap battle. I think what Drake is going to try to do on the back end here is act like it didn't impact him and then try to reclaim his status as a hip hop artist. And the problem right now is, though, Evan, a lot of people are kind of coming in on this late. Kendrick though he won the rap battle or whatever, Drake's pop stardom is going nowhere. His hit-making ability is going nowhere. And just like how for Patrick Mahomes, his talent is going nowhere. This dynasty is not done with. And as one of Kendrick's biggest fans and somebody that admits he won this back and forth, I still will be listening to Drake's album on Friday, right? Like, we're still going to press play when this guy makes music.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Because I had this debate with David Dennis, who works at Landscape and ESPN, and I did a show with him on Saturday. Great dude. I did First Take with him on January 1st. Really good dude. And he writes a lot about sports, hip-hop culture, et cetera, for Landscape and on ESPN television, et cetera. And because I said, like, the who of who this battle was with matters for Kendrick. I get Kendrick had 5 Grammys before this, but I think if that rap battle was just Kendrick versus J. Cole, he's not performing at halftime. I think because it was Drake, it matters. Like, because my comparison, and I wasn't comparing Eli Manning to Kendrick, I was saying, like Eli, like if Eli beat the Steelers and the Chargers in the Super Bowl, he wouldn't even be, like, we wouldn't be talking about him in the Hall of Fame. Because of who he beat, the Patriots twice undefeated, like then he becomes a Hall of Fame status. So winning the 2 Super Bowls wasn't enough. The regular season clearly wasn't enough. It's beating that team. Do you believe that the not his music and not the rap battle, but the rap battle against Drake got him to halftime?
So he did obviously a little medley with Dr. Dre a couple of years ago. So he's been on the halftime stage, but not as a solo artist. This is the first time a rap artist has done solo. I do believe that is what got him there, because though he's been respected as one of the greatest in rap, I think in pop culture and when it comes to like pop music, he was not on that stage yet until all of this stuff proliferated. So that's a good take. You're probably right. I'm sure David probably pushed back on that, but you're probably right on that.
I hated it.
Yeah.
He hated it because basically I had it on air, and then he got warned about it, and he comes on the air with me on Saturday, and he goes, I've heard that you have this take, and then he goes, walk me through it. I did. He goes, well, you know what? It's 30% worse than I thought it would be.
Wow. The issue is it kind of takes away from who Kendrick is when it comes to rap. But when it comes to pop.
But that's not my goal.
Exactly. I know.
That wasn't my goal.
I know.
You know?
I get where you're coming from, Evan. But
Actually, no. The way you just did it is perfect. Because as a rapper, the Drake stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As a pop culture phenomenon, the who, which in this case is Drake, matters. I think you said it better than I did. That's actually a perfect way of saying it.
100%. And look, that was a perfect way of wrapping this one up as well. I hope your mentions are not on fire anymore with the Manning takes. We will continue to try and coach you from some of those, the Manning cult there. And I'm sure, I mean, the fact that you did this on ESPN too, you're a brave, brave soul, Evan. So enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll hopefully hear from you next week too, Evan.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know I was doing it on ESPN. That's the problem. It just happened.
It just happened. It
came out.
It just happens.
It just happens.
We get it. That was Evan Cohen. Appreciate your time again from Unsportsmanlike, 6 to 10 a.m. with Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty, who has the Manning Hive currently on his tail. Y'all lay off my guy. Lay off my guy. Now, Kendrick fans, based on the whole Eli Manning comp, I think it's time y'all get on him a little bit. Again, I see where he's coming from. CCAT on the other side, we got to get around. We got more to get to. This is Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man! F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, it's C-Cat. You want to know the secret to dropping 17 pounds in 28 days? It's MetroMD's medical weight loss program in Palm Beach Gardens. The medical team here is amazing. They take the guesswork out of weight loss with cutting-edge meds and personalized plans that work. I lost 17 pounds in less than a month, and I'm losing weight fast enough to stay motivated. The place is busy because the results speak for themselves. Want to experience it for yourself? Visit MetroMD in Palm Beach Gardens for a free consultation or check out MetroMD.com. That's M-E-T, the word trim, MD.com. Let's do this thing together.
So let it rip. What?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I gotta hear that Michelle Smallman again.
What?
It kind of every night, like.
What?
It gives hints of Lois Griffin. Yeah. Am I tripping?
What?
It's a hard.
Yeah.
In what?
Yeah, it's like what? I'm not a huge Family Guy guy. I used to watch it a lot and just.
What?
That was her response when Evan said that Peyton Manning's not a winner, which, I mean.
What?
I get it, but I agree.
And there was a half second of silence before and after that.
Yes, so you were able to clip it for a sounder, and it's.
What?
Perfect.
Theo, I'm thinking about getting married.
What?
Like that.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Now you better hope your girlfriend's not listening.
Maybe not the best example.
I was about to say, why would you go right for that one?
I don't know.
That was idiotic of you. It was not a championship effort. It was not a winner's move. But, you know, championships, winning, what is that all synonymous with? Kaiser University. Right here in West Palm Beach. The Seahawks. For anybody that didn't realize why he was doing weird bird noises, I don't even know if that's what a Seahawk sounds like. We got to figure it out. But you know what I do know? I know what a Seahawk plays like, and that's a champion.
They run the rock on the football field.
22 national titles throughout all of their programs. And on the football field, like you said, ground and pound, right? And their rushing attack actually is pretty versatile. It's not just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They get it in out there. That's why they won the 2023 NAIA football championship before also making it to the title game the very next year. KU's also captured more than 60 regular season and conference tournament titles, plus that coveted Learfield Cup trophy. Kaiser University, the Seahawks, if you want to keep up with all of their athletic programs, it's KUSeahawks.com. That is KUSeahawks.com. Love a little Texas groove. It's time now for the Get Around, baby. Y'all know what it is. All right, we take you to the hottest, biggest, brightest storylines all across the nation, sports and otherwise. Where we headed first?
Next stop.
The Big Apple, New York City.
Wow.
Because according to Deanna Rossini, the Jets apparently told Aaron Rodgers he could not appear on the Pat McAfee show anymore if he wanted to be a Jet in 2025.
If you want a surefire way to break up, just give somebody an ultimatum. Like, ultimatums are, I want to say, like probably 87%. You get an 87% hit rate on we're getting a divorce. Ultimatum equals split up. That's what the Jets are trying to do with Aaron Rodgers, and they picked the perfect thing because the only thing that Aaron Rodgers loves more than Pat McAfee's show is attention, and that's two birds, one stone.
Yeah, it's taking the power away from Aaron Rodgers because we've all kind of resigned ourselves to the fact that in the past 2 years, the Jets' strings were being pulled by Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Coach, offensive coordinator, receiving weapons, both in the offseason and in season. It was all kind of controlled by Aaron Rodgers. Here's something that he probably should have the right to do, but they're saying, you know what, you can't have that anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
No dessert.
Now what? Now what? And now they're going to try and force his hand to leave there. I'm curious how this thing plays out. I'm also curious if I'm Aaron Rodgers, as peculiar as that guy is, he's an enigma. You know what I would do if I was him, though? Start my own show, the Aaron Rodgers Show. Invite Pat McAfee on as a guest.
Next stop.
We're going to Philadelphia. They're going to parade a couple of days from now, Friday, but the trash talk, it's not over. Despite the decisive Super Bowl 59 victory, Chiefs over Eagles. Eagles safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson posted a picture on Instagram of a confrontation between him and Travis Kelce, alongside a picture of Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend. I'll paraphrase the caption. Quote, you should have stayed with that thick young lady that was your ex-girlfriend. That's essentially what he said.
I don't know if y'all have seen the video of Cam Newton crashing out over Kayla Nicole, but it is very telling. Apparently, Kayla Nicole's like 5'10", and we've all seen her. We've seen the model pictures and stuff that she takes. This is Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, who's annoying a lot of people with her social media content and stuff that she's been doing as of late. CJ is wicked for doing this, but I will have to say, when you win a title against a guy like Travis Kelce that pushes every single button on the field and can be so annoying, and you have to hear so much about him and the Chiefs and all of that, and let's not forget, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was on that first Eagles team that got beat as well, I believe, before he went off to free agency and came back. I get it. All is fair in war. All is fair. Also, one more thing. I'm glad they're doing it on Valentine's Day. I hope that some of the Philly fans lose their relationship because they choose a parade over their girlfriend or wife. I'm wishing poor things on you guys.
Stop.
We're going to continue with this story, and now we're coming to our state, the Sunshine State, because the story continues when Chiefs fans and Swifties got a hold of that screenshot of C.J. Gardner-Johnson taking shots at Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. What did those Chiefs fans and Swifties do? They took matters into their own hands. Retaliation. They didn't go after C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They went after his mom. Yeah, believe it or not, hundreds of fake one-star reviews being left on Gardner-Johnson's mom's restaurant here in Florida. These are the people that you associate yourself with.
No, absolutely not. This is why it's hard, especially as a brother. It is hard for me to assimilate with any mass group that might have some people with ulterior motives. Number one, don't say Chiefs fans and Swifties. I got to assume at least 90% of those are Swifties who became Chiefs fans because of Taylor Swift and aren't really Chiefs fans. They probably identify more as Swifties. So I got to start it with that. Secondly, you cannot spew this kind of hate on this young woman's, or his mother, I don't know how young she is, business because her son is a troll. I'm okay with any kind of active and open trolling on CJ, GJ, but trolling his mom's business and hurting her pockets, that's low. That's an all-time low.
Yeah, it's lame. I guess it's a low-effort chirp that when more than one person does it, it adds up and becomes an actual problem.
Right, like just one, it's like funny, cool, haha, whatever. But when it becomes a cultish thing that everybody's doing, it gets a little disruptive. And I hope that they're able to eradicate that because, come on, let's keep it G. Like, his mom doesn't deserve that, like, at all. That sucks. Where is it at in Florida, by the way? Do you know?
I do not know.
Okay. I'll have to figure it out, and maybe I'll go over there and get a sandwich or something. I don't know what they're selling.
We're going to the Lone Star State, Dallas, Texas.
Hey, now.
Because, it's a tough weekend for Cowboys fans. Their division rival just won the Super Bowl. And when their franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, was asked how far off are us, the Cowboys, away from winning a championship ourselves, this is what he had to say.
I feel like we compete with the Eagles and beat them for the most part when we played them. I don't want to say check the record when they're the guys holding the trophy right now. So credit to them. They've earned it and they deserved it by all means. But, yeah, very close, especially when you even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship. And those two teams that we battle against each other.
They're very close to the Eagles, says Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott.
Like, close in which way? Because geographically they are like thousands of miles away. I guess they're close with them because they're familiar because they play twice a year. But close to a championship? Close to the level of talent that the Eagles have? Like, if we were doing a draft of Eagles and Cowboys players that went 20 deep, I would say maybe 15 of those would be Philadelphia players. Like, and that doesn't even feel like a stretch to me.
You got Micah, CD,
Dak. They're in the top 20. He's a top 20 guy. I'm just saying.
I guess.
He's a top 20 guy, but come on, dude.
Just because he plays quarterback.
He's the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. I know that they made him that, but he's a top 20 player between Eagles and Cowboys.
He's probably like the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th best quarterback in the NFL, though. So it's really weighing the quarterback position that much.
Yeah, the quarterback position gets a little heavier weight to it. Like, we're not ranking a long snapper in there, are we? Are we going to put, like, the Cowboys punt? Because then we could go Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey.
There we go.
Right? Like, so let's keep it G. Dak is in the top 20. But, again, how many Cowboys players do you really guess there? It would be Dak. It would be Micah. It would be CD.
Van Noy. No, he's not on that team. He never was on that team.
I think the closest thing, I think Bland was kind of solid. I mean, whatever happened to, he got injured. Diggs' brother, Trevion Diggs, got injured this year.
Right, the interceptions 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, this is how bad it would get. Whereas with the Eagles, like Cooper DeJean's in there, Quinyon Mitchell's in there. Obviously, on the offensive side, you got a couple of old linemen. You got Hurts, you got Saquon, you got Devontae Smith, you got A.J. Brown. I mean, the list goes on. Let's just, this is, what's Dak supposed to say, though? What is he supposed to say? He's the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. You think he's supposed to be like, we'll rebuild and retool? That makes sense.
Next stop.
We're going right up the road from here because the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, it is, like 2 weeks away. I can't wait.
Come on, dog. Talk to me. We're literally 2 weeks away. It's the 12th, and the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches starts on the 26th. That's 14 days. It is Wednesday. That is the beginning of tournament week. The PGA Tour comes to town in Palm Beach Gardens in the form of the Cognizant Classic. Get your tickets right now. I'm going to tell you, CCAT and I and the rest of the ESPN West Palm team, we're going to be there. So get your tickets and join us. TheCognizantClassic.com. You got the Yellow Flamingo Club if you're living lavish and you want to be able to vibe and show off in front of folks. You also got Bear Trap tickets still available. Not on Saturday and Friday. Those already sold out. But Thursday and Sunday, still some left. Still some meat left on the bone. Get a bite of that. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beach is going to deliver a best-in-class on-site experience featuring a variety of fan amenities alongside the premier competition that comes with the PGA Tour. Kids 15 and under, free with a ticketed adult. They got military appreciation. There's all kinds of activations going on. Again, 2 weeks out from the Cognizant Classic out in Palm Beach Gardens at PGA National. Join us there. Why don't you? TheCognizantClassic.com. On the other side, CCAT, it's time for the happy hour, man. It's time to toast up, get some drinks up. Welcome Tina into the show. So, again, we got a lot of Kendrick Drake talk here today. We got a lot of Saquon talk here today. We'll see what Tina brings to the show in just a moment. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
West Palm Beach is the place for spring training, and Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches has all the action around the Nationals and the Astros. It's time. Enjoy the biggest stars in Major League Baseball. Grab a cold drink and indulge in some amazing ballpark eats. Need a collectible? Be one of the first 2,000 fans on opening day to snag an exclusive Travis Scott bobblehead. Experience big league action up close and personal. Tickets are on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't wait. Secure your spot today and let's play ball.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Attention, South Florida! The PGA Tour champions and the Pro Football Hall of Fame are teaming up for a one-of-a-kind event, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. From March 31st to April 6th, the action takes over the old course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton, featuring Hall of Fame legends like Warren Sapp, Calvin Johnson, Andre Reed, Rondé Barber, Chris Carter, and more. Tickets are on sale now at JamesHardyInvitational.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the home of legends.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone. Up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Introducing the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Designed for those who crave adventure, style, and performance. And now it's more accessible than ever with 3.9% APR for 60 months. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach located on Okeechobee Boulevard or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com today for more information on how you can take home the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport.
The Monday Night Burger Blitz is here all week at Duffy Sports Grill. Now through Thursday, get a Duffy's Original Cheeseburger for just $8.99 with the purchase of any beverage. Duffy's Certified Angus Beef Original Cheeseburgers, once again voted the best in Palm Beach County, and you can get them for just $8.99. Duffy's, our game is always on. Limited time offer, valid Monday, February 10th through Thursday, February 13th for dine-in only with the purchase of any beverage and cannot be combined with MVP rewards, coupons, or any other discount. Prices vary by location.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey right back at it on a Wednesday, man. It feels good to be one more day removed again from the treacherous Sunday that I was put through with the who won the Super Bowl again? Tina, do you remember? I can't even.
The Eagles did.
The Eagles. I guess the Eagles won. I guess the Eagles won a Super Bowl. And I was too busy focused on my first anniversary with my wife. I was celebrating, so I was happy.
That's good.
And that's all I remember about this past Sunday. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. He's still angry about me for deflecting that and appreciating my anniversary more. But again, I hang on to the happy moments and I shy from the sad.
If only there was another day this week where he could treat his wife in a special way. If there was only one day a year, it happened this week.
Yeah. This week?
This week.
I don't know if there's anything else going on. Is there this week? Tina, is there anything this week? Is it?
There's something this
Something
week.
this week?
Something in 2 days.
Something Something in 2 days. The Philadelphia Eagles are having their Super Bowl parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. Friday.
Well, that would make sense for Philly.
Yeah. Why? Why would that make sense? Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. You know what's funny about that? And I hope that my wife is not listening right now. Hopefully she's in the meeting. I got a notification this morning about a package that is being delivered to my house for Friday morning. And I'm like, well, I didn't order a package, though. Like, what the heck is coming on Friday morning? And I checked the thing, and I'm looking through it. I'm like, did somebody, like, scam me or something? And I go back through a couple of links, and I found out about a month or so ago, I pre-planned a Valentine's Day gift for my wife and had it set up to be sent for Friday morning. So I took care of future me. So this is just Theo Dorsey right now thinking past, or what do you call it, yourself from a month ago? Like is that still
former
just me?
self?
Former self? Is it kind of arrogant for me to think myself?
Yes.
But it really helped current day me, and that was a different dude a month ago. I mean, I had a team that was well on its way to a three-peat. What else was I going about?
You know what you're doing? You had in your Hard Rock Bet app a bunch of Chiefs futures that you were expecting to give you extra cash this week, coming off a Super Bowl championship that you never got the cash out on. So you thought you had extra spending cash and you were going to treat your wife with it.
You know what I did? One of my biggest mistakes this year that I need to open up and be honest about. When the Chiefs odds for Super Bowl champion this year did get as juicy as possible, I think they got up to like 650 plus 700. Somewhere in the middle of the season, even higher than that. I laid a lot on it. I did. And I could have hedged for the Super Bowl. But I was like, how corny is that? How whack is that for me to hedge these futures that I had on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl at these long odds on the Eagles winning it? It wouldn't have felt right. So I didn't. So I kind of went down with the squad. But, Tina, you know what I did do?
What did you do?
I won the Super Bowl squares. And that made up for everything.
And you had no idea. I feel like you're not even appreciative.
I am.
That SAQUON included you, and then you complained.
He forced me to play Super Bowl squares.
He did not force you.
No,
he did.
You were on it early. I didn't force you.
As soon as you brought up Super Bowl squares, I said I don't want to do it. And then I was like, all right, maybe I'll just, I'll participate because I mean that's what we do as a show though. Is when if it was anybody other than SAQUON organizing the Super Bowl squares, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh.
Is that because you didn't know what it was?
No, I know what Super Bowl squares generally are, but I intentionally my whole life have not participated in it. I didn't know how it actually worked, like the intricacies of it. I did know it was a game strictly of luck, and I don't like to participate in those. It's the same reason why I hate Uno.
Do you like bingo?
Bingo, I don't. I mean, here's the thing about bingo.
Bingo is luck.
Bingo is luck, but I guess you kind of have me here because, like, if we're doing like a watch party, I remember we did a Love is Blind finale watch party like 2 years ago or so. And we all got together and we had like a Love is Blind bingo card that we did. But it wasn't like a $30 entry to win. It was just more so like if you win, you get a shot or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you never play like at a bingo hall?
No, I don't. Who the hell goes to bingo halls before the age of 40?
Sometimes bingo's fun.
When you're a kid and you go with your grandparents or maybe someone that's older in your life.
How many times have you gone to a bingo hall, CK?
Maybe not a specific bingo hall, but I've gone to bingo events that were in like school cafeterias. What? Probably
restaurants,
double-digit
bars.
amount of times, yeah.
Yeah, but like you don't. So have you ever gone to a place because they were having bingo night?
Yes.
Yeah. St. John's High School, Goshen, New York.
Mine's more like for the drinks and the food.
Exactly.
Like I find like restaurants and bars who are doing bingo and it's fun.
It's just because it gives you a thing to do while you're drinking or whatnot. Yeah. So I get it as the Super Bowl squares are a thing to do while you're watching the Super Bowl, except they want money out of you. And then people are going to brag. And they're going to, oh my, look, I won the second quarter. It was 26-3 and I won. I don't care about that.
I have a question.
Whack.
Why don't you like Uno?
Uno is a game of luck.
Not really.
It's a game mostly of luck. It's like
you
out of all the
decide what cards you want to use.
Out of all the card games, though, Uno is one of the most just strictly based on luck games. And I can't stand being in the room with people and we're playing a game and a person who I know just sucks. Like you suck. Not only as a card player, but probably as a person as well. You just absolutely suck. And you beat me at Uno once or twice and you're pounding your chest, taking shots and whatnot. Now I'm going to get offended.
During Christmas, I played this game, Uno No Mercy. It's new. And it has additional cards like plus 10. They have a card where you all swap decks. You could pick a deck to pick. There's a card that you could, I could say, like, I want your deck, Theo. So we have to switch cards. Like, it's really fun. And then you also, if you get more than 24 cards, you're automatically eliminated from the game.
Wow.
It's really fun. And
Still more fun than Uno.
So if I get dealt a draw 10 card, I automatically can easily eliminate the person to the left of me. Like
You could, so then that person you think sucks, you could give him a plus 10.
You can have vendettas.
Yeah. You could then
Uno sucks,
You could then
man.
swap cards with them.
Uno's not a great game. People that like Uno the most, if Uno is your favorite card game, it's because you suck at most of the other ones.
There's some mental and bluffing and poker face at the end of Uno when you know you've got a blue card and they've got a rainbow card. You're like, give me a blue, give me a blue, give me. Like, you just kind of play someone like that, but that's maybe 5% of the game.
I know it's such a small percentage. It only happens right at the end. And there is some skill in that because my favorite go-to when I used to play Uno before I became a bona fide boycotter of the game.
Pictionary strictly.
Yes. I literally, and I get ridiculed for this every time it happens, but when people bring Uno out at a game night or at a party, I get up and I walk away.
Wow.
I will not play Uno. I do not play Uno. I haven't played it in like 6 or 7 years. What I used to do, though, is if I only have a blue card left and I have to play a wild and pick the color, you don't pick the color of the card that you have in your hand. You can't do that because you know somebody's going to change it once you have Uno.
Oh, okay.
So if I have a blue card and a colored and a wild card, I'll play it and I'll say red. And then 2 hands will go and they'll see. And obviously I got Uno, I got 1 card, and the person across from me will be like, I'm going to get him blue. And then I say, bam. And that's how you play cards.
Wow.
That's strategy right there. But that's the only moment I get.
Have you ever played like actual poker?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever gone to a casino and played poker?
No, because that is intimidating as hell.
Never do.
I'm not going to lie.
Never do.
I am a grown man. There's very few things strike fear into my heart. There's something about whenever I go to casinos, I don't have enough confidence. I don't know what it is. I can never approach the poker tables, only blackjack.
Because it's boredom. Because the way to play poker is not play bad cards.
I know.
But if you get dealt 7-2 4 times in a row, I'm not just going to sit here and fold my small blind every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You get bored, and then you just play bad cards, and you lose, and you ask, why did I lose? Poker is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the casual gambler.
You got to be really patient. You're right. You got to actually come in there with a real game plan. The only times I played poker have been with my wife's side of the family. Her pops is huge on poker, and he has raked the coals with me literally probably like 3 or 4 times in a row. The last time we played, I whooped his tail, actually. I whooped his tail the last time we played, and he hasn't played me again since. But the problem is the 3 times that he beat me, it was real money on the line. The last time we played, it was no money, so I think he just played me. I just realized that in real time.
So now next time it's a vacation with the family,
Yeah.
you're going to want to put real money up, and then he'll take you again.
He's playing a long game with me. Because the first time we played, I lost like $100, and I don't know what happened. It happened in the blink of an eye. It was like at a Thanksgiving, and I'm thinking, I trust this guy. He's cool. Yeah, so I put in 50 to get in. I run out of that 50 really swiftly because, like you said, I was very impatient. Another 50 in there, and I probably got up, $100 lighter like in a matter of like 45 minutes. It was ugly.
Tina, you ever play poker?
I have not.
Don't do it.
I don't plan to.
Don't do it.
The thing is, I'm really bad at like reading hands. Like I can't look at 10 cards and understand the best hand I could have with those 10 cards. So I struggle with quick thinking and knowing if I have really bad cards, knowing I have a chance to get a really good hand. I'm so bad at poker.
The thing is, though, if you're bad at poker, it's an easy thing to evade. Just never play it. There's not a lot of situations where you're forced to play poker. Like spades, you're going to have to learn how to play it, and you're going to get thrown into situations where you got to play. So you got to work on that. Uno, except for me, because I boycott it, that's one of those games you got to learn how to play. Taboo is going to come up. Poker is like nobody's sitting down at a regular party and saying, let's pull out the poker.
That's true, but there's
Texas
also
Hold'em.
kind of like a brotherhood of a neighborhood where it's like, yeah, poker night, my place, my garage, Sundays. There are social circles where that is a time-honored tradition where you go over Jerry's house because that's where all the neighborhood dads do.
Yeah,
Maybe that's not in the 31-year-old.
You're right.
Maybe that's the 38-year-old Theo Dorsey. We'll have to figure it out.
I'll have to learn. And again, I have the perfect person to learn from because I'm sure next time we link up, he'll be like, let's just throw 50 on it this time. And I'm going to get absolutely screwed again. If I do so, though, at least maybe I have a cocktail. It's the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. Do we have a cocktail of the day?
Yes.
Espresso Martina.
Yes, we do. And today's cocktail is pink because today the news came out. ESPN West Palm is the English radio partner with Inter Miami, which is super exciting.
Woo!
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Inter Miami on these radio airwaves, ESPN 106.3, bringing you Messi and the rest of them.
So today I'm doing a Cosmo.
Oh.
Vodka,
Okay.
Cointreau, fresh lime juice, and cranberry juice. Super simple.
The Cosmos, do those come in those glasses? I don't know how to describe them.
Like
It's not a martini glass, but the one that's like a little smaller, right, and a little rounded at the top. What do you call those glasses?
I don't know.
Like
I think it's a
espresso
martini
martinis
glass.
come in?
Similar to an espresso martini glass, but a little smaller, I think.
I think that they can be either
It's
or.
a martini glass?
I think it's a martini glass or the ones that espresso martinis come in,
You're
but
right.
I think that's also a martini glass. I
But
don't know.
those, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yes,
There's
yes.
a difference between a martini glass, which is more pointed out,
Yes.
versus the one that's rounded at the top. But okay, a Cosmo is the cocktail of the day.
You're up to something here.
Thank you.
You know, I asked AI on Google, and a martini is traditionally served in a classical V-shaped martini glass, while a cosmopolitan, it's served in a similar glass, but with a slightly more rounded shape.
I'm like that. Now it sounds like I need to call a certain number and get help. The cocktail of the day is brought to you by Duffy Sports Grill, because Duffy Sports Grill, they want you to know that football season is not technically over yet. It's not over yet. In fact, it runs all the way through Thursday. Football season is still going because the Monday Night Burger Blitz, it's extending to run every day this week through tomorrow night. All day, every day, you can get a Duffy's Original Cheeseburger for just $8.99 with the purchase of any beverage. Maybe they got a Cosmo. Maybe they got a Cosmo.
They totally do.
2 for 1, that thing, too. Duffy's certified Angus beef original cheeseburgers were once again voted best in Palm Beach County. And now through tomorrow, you can get one for just $8.99 once you purchase a beverage. Don't forget that at Duffy's, our game is always on. And of course, this is limited time only, valid through Thursday for dine-in only with the purchase of any beverage. And it cannot be combined with MVP rewards, coupons, or any other discounts. Prices vary based on location. All right, yeah, so the cocktail of the day is the Cosmo. Maybe there's some Philadelphians celebrating and enjoying that not just today, but Friday as they commemorate what was an amazing Super Bowl run powered by SAQUON Barkley, who, by the way, Tina, CCAT and I decided earlier in the first hour, SAQUON not only should get a statue in Pennsylvania when it's all said and done. He played his high school ball there, college ball, and now he's with the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
Also, the statue that he has, remember that play where SAQUON jumped backwards over a dude? The flag football commercial that the NFL did.
Mm-hmm.
They did a highlight of where the girl did a backwards jump over a guy as she was performing and showing off the little high school thing. It was cute. It was cool. Well, SAQUON did that in the actual NFL game, and the guy he jumped over backwards is Ronald Darby, who's a former Eagle himself, who also won a Super Bowl with the Eagles the first time around. So we think that not only does SAQUON get this statue, but they actually use Ronald Darby's body as the base of the statue, having SAQUON jump over him backwards. It will be a statue as well, not his actual body.
Okay,
Yeah, I saw your eyes get wide. They would not use Ronald Darby's actual body.
Would they have to get his approval, Ronald Darby?
Right, I don't know if Ronald would like that.
No, Ronald probably shouldn't like that.
Yeah.
But would they need his approval?
No, you don't need his
I guess
approval.
you can take his
Art.
name off. It could be any number 25.
It's art. You don't need his approval. I don't think so.
Yeah, we were talking about erecting that statue. I think bronze might work.
Bronze, yeah. Yeah, I think aren't most of their statues in Philly bronze? We'd have to check with a
That's true,
Philly
but it's got to be
expert.
like weatherproof if it's going to be exposed to the conditions.
Yeah.
If it's undercover, you kind of have liberty of what material you want to use. But yeah, bronze if it's not undercover.
Bronze will work, so it'll be a bronze statue, SAQUON jumping backwards over Ronald Darby. We do have to check, I guess, because there might be issues if they need to get Darby's permission. But SAQUON didn't ask his permission when he put him in that highlight. So why should we have to ask permission to put him on this statue?
Tina, you played flag football in high school. Were you ever in somebody else's highlight tape where you were getting crossed up or trucked or whatnot?
Trucked?
I don't think so.
That'll be a flag.
I can't remember any.
You can. I guess, yeah, it
You're
would
not
be a
allowed
flag.
to. Yeah, I mean,
A penalty flag.
You can't try to truck somebody. If somebody's in your way and you run through them, and it's their fault. But you can't. If you do like a Derrick Henry style, like buck at them, you're gonna get flagged for sure.
Yeah, during the last break, I sent Theo a link to someone else's highlight tape in my high school area where I was getting embarrassed.
Did you get trucked or juked?
I essentially juked, but it was more of my being bad at football than him being good. I just kind of ran past him because I didn't want to get hit. He had the football. Don't get me wrong. I didn't want any contact in that play. I was on a.
Why would you not want? What position were you playing?
I was playing gunner on punt team.
Oh,
so I was running after, and for some reason, I'm usually the slowest guy in the field. I got to him first, and it was me locking eyes, and I just ran left while the other guy ran right.
Little business decision. Was he a big dude?
No, he was thick though. He had trunks of legs, and I hit him in JV the year before, and it hurt a lot, so I didn't want it in varsity.
So I went to high school locally around this area, and when I was in high school, I dated a football player who was a linebacker. He was in a highlight reel of a current NFL player, and he was getting absolutely pancaked.
Jeez.
Exactly.
Does he like that highlight? Does he brag about it?
I don't think so.
He showed you for a reason, though, right?
Like, I got to see it because I was his girlfriend, and then years later, as I was his girlfriend, and I just kind of made fun of him about it.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh wow, like this guy is now playing for D1 schools and now is in the NFL, and you were just in this highlight reel getting pancaked.
So
my God!
You woke up in the middle of the night. It's 3 a.m. He's outside digging a hole of the tape so no one will find it ever again.
Online, I could find it right now if I wanted, probably.
That's the problem. So there are. You know how, like, years from now, there's going to be, like, and every now and then it happens, right? The victims of these very dire situations, they deserve some kind of, like, reparations. They deserve, like, a class action suit. There are, like, thousands, and it's going to grow to millions of athletes from high school, college, and even some of the pros that have gotten absolutely embarrassed, that's getting teased by their girlfriends and whatnot, that they deserve some kind of compensation for that kind of emotional warfare that you guys are putting on them.
If I do remember, he was
crazy.
fine by it. Like, he was like, oh, this is this guy's the real deal. Like,
Sure.
hey, I'm in his highlight reel. Like, even though.
So it's like you get residual checks.
I need something.
If you show up in a Seinfeld episode in 1995, you get a check like every 3 months because people watch that episode and you're in it. So if you're in someone's highlight tape getting embarrassed, I mean, you had to play a part in that highlight. You were the one that was the victim. You should get a check.
If my wife was teasing me about a guy that's now in the NFL pancaking me on film, I mean, it's cool that I was playing ball at a high enough level to get to go against, let's say, Laramie Tunsil.
He just lived in his district. He just grew up there. There was nothing you had to do to get there.
There's nothing special about that. I don't know, man. That's just sick. I just feel for all those guys and even gals out there. I mean, like you said, in flag football, there's some excruciating highlights that we shoot out here in Palm Beach County that I know 10 years from now, some people are on the wrong end of that are not going to be happy we're putting them out there.
Probably not.
So,
It's life, though. It happens.
It is life. It is life, but life can be cruel. Life can absolutely be cruel. On the other side, we do have a special guest coming in here today. We're going to talk a little Luka to the Lakers, a little NBA action, as well as we got midday midterms. But, Tina, that means that, Tina, you're leaving us again.
I'm leaving.
You're leaving early.
I'll be back tomorrow, though.
Okay, cool. I'm going to handle the last call then on the back end of the next segment. Do you already have one baked up?
I have one. I have a fill in the blank.
So give it. Okay, let's do it now. Yeah, we'll do it now. That's good. I like to do it now. Then let's do the last call now. Tina, Espresso's Martina, leaving us with her words of wisdom on the way out the door.
Fill in the blank. This goes in theme with Inter Miami, as Messi said this. It's 4 words that you have to figure out.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to accept you can't blank, 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 blank.
Win the World Cup.
No, but your first word is right.
Win the MLS Cup.
No.
Win every game.
Close.
Win every single match.
No, close.
Win every single game.
No.
He would not say game.
No.
Win all the time.
Good job,
Wow!
SAQUON!
Oh, that was pretty good. That's kind of crazy. It's crazy hearing that from one of the GOATs, right? Like, I thought that the whole thing that makes them so good at what they do is they never accept that they can't win every match. But that's just words of wisdom there.
Yeah.
We're just gonna let that fly.
He just said it. I don't know.
That's the Giannis thing.
I know. Yeah, like this was not a failure. I think Giannis is a little different. He's like, it's not failure that we got this far and lost. I don't look at the whole season as failure. Well, Messi, that's kind of, say that one more time, please, for Messi.
Sometimes you have to accept you can't win all the time.
But you literally can.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. That's the thing. You can, but
it's
you
really
didn't.
hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you accept reality, it can help you deal with things better, but it is definitely, I'm surprised that Messi said that. So I guess we'll live with that going forward. Is that what you tell your people when you show them that highlight tape, C-Cat?
Yeah. They cropped out the time that I made that shoestring tackle. That's what I say.
That's one way to look at it. That's CK, that's Tina. On the other side, special guest here on the Happy Hour. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Monday Night Burger Blitz is here all week at Duffy Sports Grill. Now through Thursday, get a Duffy's Original Cheeseburger for just $8.99 with the purchase of any beverage. Duffy's Certified Angus Beef Original Cheeseburgers, once again voted the best in Palm Beach County, and you can get them for just $8.99. Duffy's, our game is always on. Limited time offer valid Monday, February 10th through Thursday, February 13th for dine-in only with the purchase of any beverage and cannot be combined with MVP rewards, coupons, or any other discount. Prices vary by location. Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round on the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Attention, South Florida! The PGA Tour champions and the Pro Football Hall of Fame are teaming up for a one-of-a-kind event, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. From March 31st to April 6th, the action takes over the old course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton, featuring Hall of Fame legends like Warren Sapp, Calvin Johnson, Andre Reed, Rondé Barber, Chris Carter, and more. Tickets are on sale now at jameshardyinvitational.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the home of legends.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You can be anything in the world. Kids, continue to aspire to be great. I mean, think about a guy like Ryan Day. They said he couldn't win at Ohio State. He proved them wrong. He won the national title. And speaking of uber successful Ohio State former head coaches. Did you see this headline? Some headlines I see and I'm confused by, CCAT. Jim Tressel has just been he has just been announced as Ohio's next lieutenant governor.
What does that mean?
Jim Tressel.
What does a lieutenant governor do?
Whatever the hell Jim Tressel is about to be doing for the next 4 years, apparently. Like,
runs the damn ball.
Here's a guy who made it out of Youngstown State to the big house. The shoe. And you know what?
That mistake is going to make a lot of people mad. By calling.
Actually, you know what?
The horseshoe, the big house.
That's good. Actually, I'm glad that happened. I was trying to think of a word to use Ohio State as a bigger stage, and then I went big, and then I went house, and it feels even better now that I'm able to troll them and also give them the good news that Jim Tressel just got elected. So that's cool. This is a great moment right here in the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. We'll get off of the Tressel updates and get into the fun because while we've been talking about winning at a high level, we got a guy like SAQUON Barkley wins his Super Bowl. Jim Tressel wins a seat there. And we have a special guest on the happy hour here, our guy, Chad Gilman, who is a Florida native, who is a man of the people, and who won a spot here on Theoretically Speaking. You are the biggest winner of them all, Chad, and I appreciate you pulling up here in the happy hour. How you doing today?
I'm great, Theo. Thanks for having me.
You know our drink of the day today, our cocktail of the day is the Cosmo. Have you had a Cosmo?
I have not, but that's my wife's personal favorite. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is perfect. This is a perfect tie-in for our guy Chad. It's her personal favorite, and does she do it in the rounded off glasses with a martini glass?
She'll take it in whatever it comes in.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Chad, what's your favorite cocktail? If you were going up to a bar right now, craft cocktail though. Don't go basic on me. Don't go Jack and Coke.
Oh, guys, you're gonna kill me. I'm not a cocktail guy. I'm more of a beer guy.
Okay, now you know what? That's fine.
So I'll take a nice hazy IPA or something like that.
There we go.
I like a good IPA. Yeah. I like a good. CCAT's mad. I looked at him because he's anti-beer guy, but more so because you can't stomach him.
I think I'm allergic to beer.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I got a visceral reaction. I've never liked it. It really hurt my college days. I'll be honest. It's hard to make friends.
Yeah. As a fella, as one of the guys, and it's like, bro, you can't take a beer?
You got a twisted tea?
Yeah.
Guys, any Smirnoff Ice, perchance?
That changes you a little bit socially, at the very least. It changes you a little bit socially. So Chad, a beer guy. CCAT is the opposite. And me, if I had to just pick one for the day, I'd probably go with like a nice, like a tequila mule. But on the happy hour today, we're not going to be doing any grading of cocktails. Chad, in honor of you walking in with this Mavericks 77 jersey, something that you can't get your hands on anymore these days, Chad. We're having you, former Florida Gator, Florida native, Luka fan. We're having you actually guest star in here for the midday midterms. Do you understand how the midday midterms works, Chad?
I believe I do.
All right, so you're going to be giving us things to give grades to. You will serve as not just the host, but you'll also be grading some of these things. And how about we do this, CCAT? How about we cue up the midday midterms with our guy, Chad, starting with something close to your heart, man?
We got to start with the Luka trade, one of the hottest topics out there right now.
The Luka Doncic trade to the LA Lakers, and we've seen Luka in that Lakers jersey. It looks ridiculous. It's going to take some time to get used to it. I grade this thing an A+ from my purview. No, the Mavericks didn't get enough back, but the NBA got a shot, an injection of eyes and attention that it direly needed following this Super Bowl. Luka gets a shot to now be the next Lakers great. And I don't make the rules, but when a superstar goes to the Lakers, they win championships. It's not about if you're going to do it, it's how many. And I do think that's going to be Luka's story, so I'm happy as an NBA fan. A+ from me, Chad.
Well, I'm not a Mavericks fan, but I am a Luka fan, so I'm going to give it an A+ too. I mean, for his future and for the Lakers' future, it couldn't do any better.
It's perfect, right? Because, I mean, it does feel like there's a limit to what you can do as a Mavericks player if you're Luka, but now he's in L.A. That's title town. Like, they're going to get one or two of them.
At least.
How'd you become a Luka fan before we move on to the next thing to grade?
He's the great white hope.
Yeah,
that's it.
I was telling him that the other day, what Luka means and what he could mean, especially as a great white hope forward. It's different with Jokic. He's a big dude. Nobody's ever going to buy too much into the big dude. A forward as well, Luka got a chance to do some historic things.
When people say the next Larry Bird, this is the closest thing I've seen.
This is it.
Pretty much.
This is y'all's guy. I'm going to forgive you for saying that during Black History Month. It's fine. What we grading next?
Next up, we've got Travis Kelce Super Bowl.
How you grade that, Theo?
I was about to say.
Like getting left out a couple grades. Travis Kelce sucked on Sunday.
It's F. That was the worst singular game of his career, especially given the stage and the performance. He couldn't block right. He couldn't run routes correctly. He couldn't catch the damn ball when it hit him in the hands. And to do all of that when everybody ahead of this game was talking about how he was going to win a three-peat and propose to Taylor Swift, to fall on his face, that was an F. Beyond an F. What you got, Chad?
There's no other option. It's got to be an F.
It's crazy.
It's got to be.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
And the All-22 came out, and, the game was even worse than we thought it was on Sunday, where he wasn't blocking anybody. He wasn't giving any effort. We saw the 2 drops already, but it was worse than we thought.
There was one snap that they showed. Now, also another thing that gets overshadowed, remember the play where he runs into the running back?
Yes.
Before Kareem Hunt could get ahead of steam? That hurt us. Also, there's a play where the ball was snapped, and they showed every offensive lineman get off the ball. They showed defensive linemen for the Eagles. Everybody's moving. They pan over to Travis Kelce. He's still
picking daisies.
He's still chilling there with his hands on his knees. I'm like, dude, wake up! It's the Super Bowl.
Next up, grown men drinking coffee.
See, this is all inspired by a Marlon Humphrey tweet. Marlon Humphrey, the cornerback from the Ravens. He thinks it's whack for grown dudes to be drinking coffee. I drink a coffee a day, and I absolutely love it. Sometimes I drink 2. Heck, today I might have 3. A+ grown men drinking coffee. Just try to go light on the sugar and the cream. I want to keep you healthy for your family.
I'm not an exclusatory when it comes to coffee. I don't care if it's a frappuccino, a cappuccino. You drink it black. You drink it white. I'll have it any which way, and I won't judge you for your coffee order, just like I won't judge you for your drink order. But I know we have a non-coffee drinker amongst us, Chad. How do you grade drinking coffee?
As a grown man, too.
Yeah, as a grown man. I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm not a hater on it. I'll give it a C-.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I mean, it's a very versatile drink.
You can put it in cocktails.
You can do a lot with it.
You know what I like to do? My new move is at the end of a dinner, get the little espresso at the back end. Gives you a little shot of energy on the way out.
Digestif.
Is that what it is?
Digestive, yeah.
Yeah.
It helps you digest the food you just had.
No, I understand what you were saying. I didn't know it was a digestive. Yeah.
I'm trying to give some culture to you, Theo.
You said digestive, though,
That's
and then
what
you
it's
thought I didn't
pronounced
understand you.
Oh, okay.
This guy right here, Chad. This guy can't drink. He talked about black coffees. Do you want to know how he orders his coffee? With a side of coffee, mostly sugar and cream. And you're going to try to come at me, call me uncultured.
When I do coffee, that's how I usually do it. With a lot of sweetener in it.
Two knuckleheads.
Yeah. Thanks to my grandma. All right, next up, guys, we've got the 2024 NFL season. How would you cap that off?
It was a great season. As a Chiefs fan, I can't give it an A. I thought about this long and hard. B+. If the Chiefs would have won it, I'd have given it an A+ from my perspective. But the storylines, the return of the running back, Henry, Barkley, Joe Mixon. Talk about the evolution of the quarterback position, all of the great first-rounders that popped, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, single greatest rookie season. There is something for most NFL teams to actually glean and hang on to and say, this was a great bright spot for us. B+ for me, and only because the Chiefs didn't win the three-peat.
Chad, what do you think here? Because it's tough to give a great grade to a season that ends with an absolute flop of a Super Bowl. So it's a bad taste in my mouth, but as a season as a whole, what do you think?
That's fair. And based on what you just said, I changed my grade after you said that. I'll give it a B-. There was a lot of interesting things out there between the Jaden Daniels season with the Redskins. Redskins had a great year. And not to mention, I mean, any year the Detroit Lions are thought of as the best football or best team in the NFL, that's a special year.
That's right. It's different. It feels different.
Yeah.
I'm going to go B, just flat B.
Yeah.
Flat B, because we had a couple of good games in there. I would have liked to see Lions-Eagles. Never got it.
Yeah.
Would have liked to see a better Super Bowl. Didn't get it. Thanks a lot, Theo.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything. It was Travis Kelce's fault. We already established it.
What we got next?
Last, guys, we've got the wonderful holiday coming up 2 days from now, Valentine's Day.
Aww.
How would you grade Valentine's Day?
A D.
A D?
I give it a D.
Is that like an ulterior motive D or
no?
D?
I mean that's going to come. That's going to come. But a D because, and pause that. But a D because I will say, Valentine's Day, it got so heavily commercialized, right? And you got to do all of these, chocolates and love heart things and all of that stuff. But also, more importantly, I just spent a lot of money on our anniversary. Our anniversary is February 9th, and I thought about this the other day. That means every single year I'm going to get hit twice as if I had a kid on December 19th. I'm getting hit twice, and she's already told me, my wife, we ain't separate. We're not combining the two. These are two separate events.
That's true, and you're coming right off of Christmas, too.
I am broke right now. I am broke, and I'm only getting broker, and it's thanks to, what's St. Valentine? Who the hell is that even?
When is your wife's birthday, or what season is it?
It's in the fall, so her birthday's like October 4th. It's late.
Because I kind of have the same situation. Anniversary, first week of or a couple days after the first week of January, Christmas, Valentine's Day, then birthday in early March. So we got to squeeze all those gift ideas in a 3-month span, and it's difficult.
It is tough. It is tough.
It's tough when you got them back to back like that, no doubt.
What are you giving the Valentine's Day?
I'm gonna stick with your thought, Theo. That's a D+ for me.
Yeah, it's not a holiday for us anyways,
especially
right?
at my age. I've been married quite a few years these years.
Yeah.
No, we're not going out on Valentine's Day. You got to get a reservation.
When were you able to put when did you draw the line on that?
My wife is a wonderful woman, and she knows that she's got her 2 favorite places for dinner. She's going to definitely get one of those for takeout on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, why would we want to go brave the crowds? Come on, guys. Keep it simple. You can still get some flowers. Get a nice take-in with a nice meal.
Yeah.
Pop a movie on.
I like it.
Netflix and chill.
There you go. So about that, she knows you love her. You ain't got to do the wine and dine thing. You show her. You show her you love her. That's what I'm talking about, Chad. Came through with the heat here. What are your, before we go, because we're going to go to the other side here, give us your sports fandoms. We all already know that Chad is a Luka Doncic guy, which means you'll be supporting him through the Lakerdom. But you got some local sports ties here as well, huh?
Well, yeah, I'm a University of Florida graduate. Love my Gators. Go Gators. Locally, even let's get into like community sports. I'm actually a local baseball coach over at Phipps Park Baseball here in West Palm Beach. Go Phipps Park.
Big show.
Yep, that's a great community facility that we've got here for West Palm Beach. And I'm a big Heat fan, Braves fan, not Marlins.
Yeah.
But really, sports as a whole, I love it all.
We forgive you for departing on the Marlins like that, as they have departed from spending money year after year after year. And last thing then, the Miami Heat, the Jimmy Butler trade. He's out there winning with the Warriors. We've got Wiggins. We've got Kyle Anderson and whatnot, Davion Mitchell. How optimistic are you for this next generation, this next rendition of what the Miami Heat can be post-Jimmy Butler?
This is kind of a midpoint. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to go very far. So I like the return they got. I really actually like Wiggins very much. He's still got a lot of good basketball in him. Let's see what some of these young guys have.
That's what I'm about to say. And you know
Let them grow.
We did the same thing last year with Jimmy on the team, so why not roll the dice, get some assets in the future? Chad, really appreciate you pulling up on us. This was great. C-Cat, stick around as well. We have more happy hour on the other side. And Chad, you're making an appearance on Russo and Rizzo later, huh?
Sure. You see me there.
I think we'll see you there then after this show as well. Y'all have not gotten the last of Chad and his beautiful 77 Mavericks Luka Doncic jersey. More happy hour and Theoretically Speaking on the other side. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to play college football? Register today for the free Orange Bowl Florida High School Football Showcase presented by Baptist Health. Hit the gridiron on Saturday, February 15th at St. Thomas University in Miami Gardens and show off your football skills in front of coaches from across the country for a chance to earn scholarships and aid for college. The event is open to high school juniors and seniors. More than $1 million is awarded each year. Register for free today at orangebowl.org.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan!
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
The all-new 2025 Land Rover Defender 130. Designed for adventure, built for luxury. With seating for up to 8 and power for any terrain, it's ready to take you further. Now with financing as low as 3.9% APR for 48 months. That's just $22.53 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today or go to LandRoverPalmBeach.com to start your adventure in the 2025 Defender 130.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. CCAT, you might not have joint pain. You might have your all of your muscles and everything intact right now, but your shirt.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring it up.
Yeah, of course I'm going to bring it up. Damn it. What the hell was that? Like 2 minutes before we start the show as I'm trying to get primed up and repped up.
Less than that.
CCAT is, you pull a SpongeBob.
We start on the dot at 2 o'clock. You can set your watch to when this show starts at 2 p.m. At 1:59:15, I go into our control room. I turn left. The door handle hooks onto my shirt, rips a hole right into the side of it. Just the noise you will never forget when it happens to you. It's like when you break an arm. That loud noise, like that'll haunt me in my memory, my dreams. That oh, my goodness.
The worst part, CCAT, was I didn't notice it happened. I was about to walk into the studio, and then our general manager, Stephanie Prince, out of nowhere is like, CCAT, did you just rip your shirt?
And,
did you know? Did you know at that point?
Yeah, because I was stuck. Like
you were stuck on the door. You looked like an idiot.
It ripped right into the middle of the shirt.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even, I don't even understand, but like I was hooked to the door. It's like when your belt loop gets stuck on the door, except it was in the middle of my shirt. Somehow got hooked.
Are you gonna wear that shirt again? It's one of you're known for the Hawaiian shirts and the caps. This is a nice orange Hawaiian shirt.
I think I have a long torso.
Yeah.
It's a big problem I battle because if I raise my hands over my head, my belly shows.
Right.
And like I just don't want my stomach out there. I don't want my sides out there. But so I've been questioning on getting rid of the shirt already. So I think that was a sign from above to get rid of the shirt.
Oh, because the shirt was already slightly too small.
Just like it shrunk on me.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of that. The materials shirts I need to buy need to not be shrinking.
I'm the worst at getting rid of old clothes. I always look at any shirt and I'm just like, I might still be able to pull that one out the closet on a given occasion. And this morning, actually, funny enough, I was able to depart from like about 20 to 25 different garments between shirts and pants. We're going to be donating that soon. So, I mean, I'm no hero, but thank you, people. Yeah, I'm donating. Just donating the clothes. Heroes come in different forms. Some donate clothes. Some help you keep your water and air flowing perfectly in your home. You know the name. EDS is Yes. EDSisyes.com. That's the website to go to. Is there a room in your home that's always too hot or freezing cold? Are you running out of hot water at the incorrect time? I mean, there's no right time for that. Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, then EDS is Yes. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly so you can relax in comfort. Plus, with flexible financing options, your budget won't stand in between comfort and you. EDSIsyes.com. Go in love.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love